That was us murdering the universe right
Hey.
there. All right. Hey, guys, what's up? What's up? Welcome to the GizzVerse podcast, a podcast completely dedicated to the King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard universe.
Yep.
A universe that the band created, but the fans, you, me, Brian,
Hi.
we sustain. All right, guys, welcome to it, man. My name's Tommy O'Neill.
I'm Rippin' Rod and Brian Cintron.
Ripping right. Hey, guys, what's up? Hope you're doing well. We haven't talked to you in a while. It's been a week. We missed you. But we're back releasing the next album review version of the podcast where we're going to be talking about the murder of the university.
MOTU.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I know Brian's pretty excited about it.
Always.
Hopefully you guys are pretty excited about it. It was one of my favorite albums of this last year. I know you didn't feel all the way the same.
It's up there, man. It's up there.
It's up there, sure. Yeah, I know.
You love all your kids, you know.
We'll
you love them all.
We'll talk about it.
Some are the redhead stepchild, some aren't.
Before we get too far into the podcast, because we forgot last week's podcast to mention this, I posted something on the King Gizzard fan page for the Facebook. I didn't post it on the Reddit page. I don't know why I didn't post it on the Reddit page. Maybe I should have. That was dumb on me. Because that would have opened up a whole other. You know what? I'll post it on Reddit, and then we'll do those results. So these are the Facebook results. We'll see what we get from the Reddit. I posted a Facebook page where I showed you guys what my weed plants look like. And
Pretty little girls.
My cannabis plants that I got growing in my my cave
broom closet.
My broom closet.
In a Harry Potter's room.
Yeah. And you guys gave me some advice on what I should name them because I'm playing King Gizzard songs to them on the daily. I took a picture of it, and you guys posted all the awesome. Dude, there were so many.
You guys are creative,
comments.
man.
You guys are super creative. You guys gave me a lot of ideas. Some of the honorable mentions before we get to the winner. We got on the down low, Bonga Gong and Infinity.
Bonga Gong Infinity, open the door. Bonga Gong Infinity, open the door. You get it.
We got Greenhouse Heat Death.
My butt is green. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Get it?
We got Weed Drifter.
Weed drifter, weed drifter.
We got Rolling Stone.
A fucking school.
We got Philabong.
That one was mine.
That was good.
Outlaws on the run, higher than the boat and bog.
And then the winner, the one that got the obvious amount of votes and the obvious amount of mentions, like not only did people vote for it, but they mentioned it, like other people, it was the top comment, and then everybody kept tagging
They were
it
digging
and,
it.
like,
It was good.
Everybody liked Mind Fuzz.
Let's
Let's smoke some weed. I was playing Cellophane at the time, so it is a fitting
Classic.
It is a fitting gesture to call it Mind Fuzz. I was already playing a good amount of that, so I think we're gonna do that. I think we're gonna call it Mind Fuzz unless Reddit can produce an even better, more popular, more mentioned vote then.
Good luck.
Good luck, though, right? Good luck.
Gang.
I think
Maybe.
I think I could post it on Reddit.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Oh, yeah.
It's fine.
Let's do it.
We'll see what
Why not?
happens.
Rock and roll.
Anyways, back to the normal broadcasting procedures. Today we are going to be going over the Murder of the Universe. We're going to be reviewing it, talking about it. I know it's feels like forever ago, even though it wasn't that long ago.
No, it was not.
Yeah, like most bands, like that was the last album that they released, so it's not even that like crazy that it feels long because they've released a bunch of albums in the interim of it, right?
I don't even think it's been a year yet. No, it hasn't even been a year yet since that came out, right? Like,
no, because we saw them in November, and that's when the first of it was dropping, because they played Lord of Lightning on Conan O'Brien. That was the first time that they had been on Conan O'Brien.
That was a big deal.
And they
The
played
Boys.
Lord of Lightning, a song that nobody had ever heard of before because
Wacky tune,
they
man.
haven't released it yet at that point. That was last
amazing.
last November? No.
I have no
it was the
concept of time.
November before that. It was the November before that, right? Or no, the March. It was in March or May or something like that. Whenever you came to California.
When I came here, yeah, it was around that time, right?
Because we went up to San Francisco. It was that show.
At the
Because
Fillmore
that same show, they played Vomit Coffin.
Vomit Coffin.
Boom, dude.
For the first time. We heard that on the bus.
They released
over
it
there
that day. And
on
then
the
they
Mega
played
Bus.
that on the Mega Bus. Yeah, but
they released it on Megabus that day.
On YouTube, they released it. And then when we got to the Fillmore, they heard, and dude, everybody in the audience
already jamming to that shit.
They already knew it. It was insane, man. It was
fans, man. We don't play around.
And the night, like literally the night before they played it on Conan O'Brien, they played Lord of Lightning.
Lord of Lightning.
It's insane. So that
was a beautiful moment, man. I felt like a proud stepdad watching his goofy kid hit a single.
I wonder, yeah. We should have probably looked up when the date of the Murder of the Universe came out. You know what I mean? So, Brian,
horrible sense of time, man.
I'm gonna have you
for the worst.
Like fill in some blanks here. What did you feel about the album in total of like all the 5 albums that they released last year?
Of the 5 albums,
yeah.
It was amazing. I feel it was one of the best composed albums. It's a full album. You know what I mean? It's a whole journey. Is it my favorite album of the year? No, it was not.
Why? Like, I mean, obviously, you can compare it to other albums. For the record, before we go any further, June 23rd, 2017 is when...
June 23rd.
June 23rd. It was the second album that was released.
So not even a year.
Not even a year ago. So, yeah,
that's awesome.
That settles that argument. But of the albums, I know that you didn't think that it was your least favorite album of the year.
Maybe. I hate to say that because it's hard to... It's horrible with these guys.
Did
to
I
put
talk you out of it? We talked about this before the podcast. We went back and forth a little bit about this.
It has 2 of my favorite songs on the album. Excuse me, of the year.
Right.
Being Lord of Lightning and Digital Black.
Of course.
But for some reason, I don't know. I think I have to be sometimes in the mood for all of the Altered Beast.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like Flying Microtonal, I don't have to be in the mood for any of that. I could let all that ride.
Right.
You know, Gumboot Soup, same feeling. You know, stuff like that. So I don't know if I put it on my favorite of the year, but I think it's up there.
It's an interesting album that they released a lot of tracks ahead of time. 100%. Like, we did get a good taste before the album actually released, because we're talking about when the Fillmore show happened. I know that it was
April 12th.
Yeah, 100. It was April, June. So it was a good amount of time before they released at least 2 big bangers before.
Big bangers.
And then they released the Lord of Lightning versus Belrog video before they even...
That was something else.
Yeah, dude. They released that.
That video was crazy.
Crazy. So, I don't know. A lot of people have said, and including myself, that this is Nonagon number 2. This is the sequel to Nonagon. I'm under the contention that they all kind of have something to do with each other. I think Polygon Wonderland was definitely a like third to this like
that's
sequel.
all in the story. It's all in the tale.
It's all in the story, but like Sketches is something that's like completely different. I think that's something that will step into another like a different world almost. You know what I mean? Whereas like Polygon, Murder, Mind Fuzz, Nonagon, all in the same world, in my opinion.
Yeah, and don't be surprised if you see a taste or 2 from Sketches popping up again, you know, just to keep things juicy. I wouldn't doubt that, you know.
What do you mean, like live?
I don't mean live. I mean like in the great scheme of King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. You know, I wouldn't doubt if a song or 2 get kind of thrown into the universe a little more than what appears now.
Yeah, but this is definitely like a completely different album than any of the other ones. So it does have its own standalone thing, which is the narration rock. It is completely different from a lot of stuff that, I mean, I even normally listen to. I don't listen to a lot of bands that have narration rock. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. How do you feel? I think the narration can be a little encumbersome at times, but it does have its purpose in the album.
Oh my God, it absolutely has its purpose. It goes together so well. The albums, you have to listen to it, it's almost like a full story. Which, I mean, all of theirs are, but this is just from beginning to end. It's, you know, it's dialect. It's really, it lend you into the altered world, if you will.
Yeah. It's broken up into 3 sections. The album is. The first part is the Altered Beast, Altered Me story, which we'll get into a little further once we start tackling that. So this is going to be a weird one. We're gonna really do this podcast a little different than other ones, because we've normally like broken each song down individually. This one's going to be different because the album's completely different. So we kind of have to react to that on the podcast. We're going to, it could be the reason why it took so long for us to prepare for it, because we're going to take it into piece by piece and really give you guys as best of a story and look as we possibly can, and an explanation of kind of the origin of where this came from. And all that kind of stuff. So Altered Beast, Altered Me is going to come first, and then we have the Lord of Lightning versus Balrog, my favorite. I can't wait to talk about that and tackle it. And then Untitled Me and the Murder of the Universe, which is also going to be a super fun thing to go over. This album is dope live. It's one of my favorite albums live. Me and Brian have seen a lot of this album live.
Yes, a good amount of this album live. Between this and Flying Microtonal has definitely been the most I think we have seen live,
right,
for sure.
Right, and I'm pretty excited to continue to see it live, because I don't think most of these songs are going anywhere, man.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, Lord of Lightning, I don't think it's going anywhere, but
I don't think Digital Black's going anywhere. Open up the album
so
with
good.
that thing, or I'm
So
sorry,
good.
the set with that thing. Oh my god,
what a
man.
jam! What a groovy little jam!
What a jam, man!
But like the Altered Beast, like how long you think they're gonna be playing all of the Altered? I think eventually they'll take like a couple, or maybe just jam like an Altered Beast or an Altered Me even, and go into something else. Because I don't know if they're gonna, what is it, like 18 minutes or something of all of the Altered Beasts? Maybe they could. It's a lot of fun live, man. It's wild.
It is a lot of fun live. It's also, they got a lot of songs. And that takes a lot of, I mean, Crumbling Castles, you play that's 11 minutes deep, man. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking about a long song. So how much time are they soaking up? You know, how much time are they playing? They're playing an hour and a half set. 11 minutes out of an hour and a half is a long time, man. It's a long time. It's a long time. So, all right, let's start the song breakdown. Okay,
Let's do it.
Let's start the song breakdown, Ryan. Song breakdown.
Boing.
Bing. All right, the first song of the album, A New World. It's just kind of like introing you, right?
Boom, 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 boom.
Letting you know what's going on.
You remember that part?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sets the tone. I love the beginning of this. I love throwing on the.
I skip it.
Come on, you can't skip it, man. It's like 30 seconds or something.
Yeah, let's tackle this right now while we're talking about it.
Let's tackle that right now. That's so good. It just hypes up the tale of the Altered Beast.
As much as I like this album, this is the album that I skip the most songs on, and it mostly has to do with the narration parts. So
blasphemy.
Yeah.
It's just such a nice, smooth, especially because they're so good at transitioning songs right into each other. They're like when you throw the vinyl on, like, which, by the way, shouts out to them. They did a great job on that pressing. Like ATO did also. They got the vomit splatter. That thing's beautiful.
Yeah, we listened to, in preparation to it, I forgot to mention that. We did listen to the album thanks to Brian's Sweet, Sweet, Sexy collection. We listened to the Murder of the Universe album on his record player, on the speakers.
The first one we have in the new crib. The first record we've listened to in the new spot since I've been here.
We blessed it.
With
the Murder of the Universe, and we went over it, sat down, did all the notes together. Awesome, man. So Altered Beast, number 1. We get into it. You know what I mean? Narrator. Let's not leave her nameless. Leah Senior.
Yo, homegirl.
Yeah,
doing it,
killing it on the album.
She did great on all the narration, man. That's like the voice you want to hear for that stuff.
It's kind of sure. She kind of has this eerie tone. I love the Aussie accent. It's nice. Or is it New Zealand? You don't know. Is she from Aussie? I don't know. I didn't do my research on Leah. You let me know, Leah. What's up?
Holla at the boys.
Chapter 1, it kind of begins here, man. The chronicling of the Altered Beast. I do kind of want to read this quote that we got from Fink Ployd on Genius.com. Fink Ployd 71, based on some of the minimal amount of research I've done on anything deeper than knowing that it is a game from Sega. We did know that prior to, but Pink Floyd's position on it is that the first album, being based on the 1988 Sega arcade game Altered Beast, it follows the story of a man who is put on a mission to find a godlike figure's daughter. On this quest, he is met with many enemies, one being a two-headed bear, which I guess is the Beast. Now, I never played this game, so that's why I'm kind of quoting her. I don't really know, so I'm grateful that she kind of obviously played the game and knows it a little more detailed. So she continues. If you are to kill this bear, you obtain its energy. You become a creature that is half man and half bear, an altered beast. When she puts that in quotations, an altered beast. When you become the altered beast, you become more and more powerful and stronger. Something that is metaphorically referenced in multiple times in the first part of the album. Not only is this album based on the game lyrically, but it's also musically and artistically with the fast-paced with the fast-paced and plucky guitar leads closer to resembling that of a 8-bit track in the game and the artwork and such. And if you do look at the artwork, it kind of does resemble a little bit of the album cover.
Definitely, that's definitely derivative for sure.
It is 100%.
The whole
derivative.
bear thing.
So
two heads.
I did look up a little bit of the video and like the gameplay of it, and I do have to say that it kind of matches the sound of it as well. So that's why I quoted her. I do kind of agree with the situation. I said her, Pink Floyd, but it's probably not a her, right?
That's probably a dude.
That's probably a
maybe.
dude.
I mean, we have no idea.
I have no idea.
We have no idea.
I just gave it to the girls. I don't know why.
Go, ladies.
Yeah. So that's what the Altered Beast is about. So we get this introduction to the character. We know what's kind of going on from there. Altered Beast is obviously the story-driven portion of it. It moves the story along. Altered Me is the chorus portion of it, right?
I have a bone to pick with the band because they don't play the first Altered Beast live. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, gang, if anybody's seen it, but I've never seen it. And that's my favorite of the Altered Beast. I love he came from underneath. I'm at an altered beast. That's so good. So that's missing out, but I get why they don't. They start with the altered beast, alter me. Damn, I'm really singing along in this episode, gang.
Hey, man.
Hope you guys are listening. This is good stuff.
We're talking about a band. We gotta highlight, you guys, what we're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's my bone. That's the only bone I got.
By the Act 3 of Altered Beast, we have him kind of like confronting the beast. They see each other, and it's like fucking go time. He kills the beast and basically becomes the beast, and he's now an altered beast.
Ooh-wee.
And the main character is trying to come to terms with that in Act 4, and really, is kind of. I think he's happy about being it, and it's kind of like
he's in it now.
He's in too deep, and just kind of like, this is it. I'm an altered fucking beast, man. I'm badass. Let's do this.
Let's rock and roll.
And then life and death, the last act, if you will, of the Altered Beast, Altered Me chapter. A little short narration by Leah, kind of wrapping stuff up, and at the end, definitely condemning. The main guy to death. The Altered Beast dies at the end, it sounds like, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got anything you want to add there? You're looking at your pad like we missed something.
When you think of these tales, like when you when you make like a mental image of them.
Okay.
Who do you imagine is like going through this tale? Like, do you imagine it's like some random person? Do you imagine Stu like becoming the Altered Beast? Is it Cookie? Cookie would be hilarious.
So, okay, of the band,
where's your brain going? Or is it even a band member? Or do you see?
After the video game, it fucked my image up. Like, I was like, okay, that's what it is. So, like, I felt like they were writing a song for a video game, and I thought that was hilarious and awesome because I love video games. I love playing video games. So, like, I've never played Altered Beast. We just didn't in preparation. Like, I don't know how I could track down a Sega Genesis game and a console and then get that. Like, I know you guys are like, Tommy, I got one in my basement, you fucking nerd. Okay, when you stop being a little bitch, okay, and go get one. Okay, Back off, man. Okay, I'm not that deep into video games. I got a
We'll drop
PS4.
$9,000 on it some other time.
I got a PS4, PlayStation 4. My username's Tommy's 2 High. Tommy with a 2 High. Okay.
Hi, you know.
Tommy's with an S. Hit me up. You know, follow your boy. Get me on there. What's up, man? We'll hang out. And we'll play
play
games.
2K.
Okay, NBA 2K. I got Battlefront 2. What's up, man?
Whatever you want to do.
Anyways, who would I imagine is doing this? Probably Stu comes to mind if I'm gonna pick anybody, because that would be a funny one. But Cookie, because he's bigger and he looks like he's probably like stronger than
Eric?
than the rest of them.
Can you imagine Eric? He sounds. He'd be hilarious.
That'd be funny, but like
He would make a hilarious Altered Beast, man.
oh, okay, fair enough. Who the funny one would be? Yeah, Ambrose would be the funny one because he's super tiny.
But I feel like he'd take it very serious. I feel like he'd be a serious Altered Beast, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Brian were joking the other day about when we're going to see the Murlocs tour, and we were like, oh man, when King Gizzard retires, and Brian,
2048,
and Brian was describing Ambrose as like this fat bald
330,
guy.
like still has hair on the sides,
super long hair on the sides,
long as can be, beard belly out the wazoo,
fat dude just walking around like
jamming the same. Just so it goes, I go, takes another soul. Just jamming, but we'll be there, man.
King Gizzard's gonna be playing forever,
man. For Nonagon Infinity, man.
Yeah, when Stu gets murdered, fucking Lennon style.
Oh man, that'd be deep. I'm hoping you guys do that.
That was hard to
Sons
get
of
out.
Bitches.
So yeah, anything else you want to add about that chapter?
Good chapter, man.
Good chapter.
It's crazy live.
Fun live, man. It's
crazy,
pretty fun live, but they
crazy,
don't
wacky live.
They don't play the whole thing like you mentioned.
It's just 89% of it, but damn, exhausting. Where are we going now?
Is that it? What do you mean where we're going now? We're going to chapter 2, man. My favorite chapter of all time, man.
God damn it.
Oh, okay. Goddamn, man. Back off me. Dead air. You know what I'm saying?
Dead air.
Dead air. Chapter 2, man. We're going to my favorite one. Brian, is this your favorite chapter?
No.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you,
I like it a lot. I like it a whole lot.
Oh, you're a real piece of shit, man. Come all the way to Los Angeles to disagree with me, bro. Fuck you, bro.
Live shit, yeah. Oops.
My favorite one is Lord of Lightning, Balrog versus one another. It is a great chapter. Some context. It begins this kind of like 18-second interlude featuring a little bit of a riff, giving you some contents about what's about to take place.
Some beautiful of the. But if I remember the first time I hear them, I'm like, yo, is that People Vultures? What the hell's going on here?
Yeah, that's the cool part. People Vulture intro is kind of leading you more to believe that this is a Nonagon type 2 situation. This is a continuation of Nonagon, if you will. What happens after the People Vultures? You can hear the kind of the vultures, if you will, in the background. The People Vultures.
Very spooky.
If you will. It's super spooky. And then we get the best character of the GizzVerse universe.
Ooh.
The best absolute character that they've written about. Not the best song. Let me be clear about that. Not the best song necessarily, because that's everyone's interpretation. But I think hands down, the best character that King Gizzard has ever written about, created, whatever, Lord of Lightning.
Heavy.
Sounded super good.
That was great, man.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, dude. Hearing it live on Leno first was Conan. Sorry,
on Leno, that would be wild.
I wish it could have happened, but I saw it on the YouTube. I did not. I don't watch live Conan O'Brien or whatever. But seeing it on YouTube was incredible, man. That was my mind was blown, and it made me want to see them live. So because it was me seeing them live that I saw that experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Look at that.
Because it was like the day before we ended up bouncing to go to the Fillmore.
Spooky. Damn.
Spooky, man. Spooky. So I love it. It's the heaviest, not the heaviest song, maybe the heaviest song on the album. But regardless, it's definitely my favorite. It's my favorite song on Nonagon Infinity. You understand what I'm saying? It is definitely a Nonagon
You get it, guys?
song.
Okay.
It should be on. It's clearly in that world. I mean, you can hear it in there. They obviously say Nonagon, Nonagon. So the Lord of Lightning backs the Nonagon. He has the power
going on, yeah.
of the Nonagon. I'm guessing, based on just the lyrics and the way the song is and the way the dynamic of the fight is, that Lord of Lightning is the good guy in the situation.
It's really painted like that. Absolutely.
I don't know.
Balrog's the big meanie.
Yeah, I don't know if this is based in anything else other than the kind of world that they created. I know the Altered Beast could be. For the record, about the Altered Beast thing, we don't have any confirmation from like Stu or anything like that. We didn't hear that in an interview. This is pure fan interpretation, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's
that's
pretty
a heavy
obvious.
interpretation.
It's a pretty obvious interpretation. So same thing with these, with the Lord of Lightning guy. It is obvious that they're kind of bleeding off of that People Vultures world. This fantastic, like ancient vibe. You know, the Gamma Knife video of those guys sitting in a circle creating. Oh my god, dude! So it's that kind of vibe, and it's my favorite vibe because I love Nonagon Infinity. Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than I love it.
Lord of Lightning is the jam, man. That, again, back to the live portion of that. That's like seeing that one. That gets you stoked. The little intro they rock. I mean, bleeding directly into Cellophane is just way too cool. So that's like two incredible bangers in a row. That's a treat seeing live for sure.
Yeah, It's tough to describe how excited I was to hear it live because
it's very exciting.
I just don't want to be redundant on the podcast. I usually like to have a double-sided argument to it.
But not with this.
To not just be, oh, this song is perfect. Everything is live. It couldn't visually. They couldn't have done a better job. They had when Stu would lightning. I mean, the screen was lightning.
The flashes, just like the black and whites and gray, just
you
crazy.
felt electrified, man. It was insane. And I love Cellophane so much. And for that to be the leading into Cellophane, a song that was once previously retired that I hadn't heard live, and I was so disheartened thinking that I would never hear that song live.
Came with vengeance.
It came harder, faster, and at the tempo of Lord of Lightning because they ended with that same tempo, so it was still going fast. It was perfect, man. It was a perfect played song live and very closely lit next to Digital Black, which is another great song live. We'll get to that in a second, but I love Lord of Lightning. I couldn't, I don't know. It's dope. And
favorite song of 2017? Favorite Giz song? Well, period at this point, but
I'm gonna, if you put me on the spot like that,
put you on the spot like that.
Oh man, because like I can't get my favorite song of 2000. Okay, I could go into that. Yes, I could go into that because of the you know why? And I'll argue it this way: because of the live. The song is complete with the live. There are some songs that are man, do I ever love that song? But live, maybe it doesn't. No, they all meet my expectation level. But like, it is a perfect rounded song. When I listen to it in my headphones, I'm fucking excited, man, and
jamming
the same way that I'm excited when I am seeing it live. And there's not like, I don't feel like that with Crumbling Castles. I don't feel like there's a lot of Polygon songs that I was going through right then trying to justify it, but a lot of Polygon songs aren't going to be played live. I'm surprised when they are. I'm surprised the Fourth Color's getting played live, man.
DC Fourth Color, man. That might be
I'm pretty excited about it. I know Muddy Water's going to be pretty exciting live too.
Listen, if they play that, man, we're assuming that's going to we're hoping and dreaming that's going to happen.
Yeah. We're getting pretty off our topic right now. But
that's fine.
Lord of Lightning, yes. I'll go ahead and say it. 2017, my favorite song, okay? From King Gizzard. Not my favorite album, but my favorite song from me, which it carries that much weight. That's how good. Because I love, you're not too fond of this, but I love the Belrog too. I love the repetition of it, which is the next song on the album. I love how it's kind of the opposite. It's a very dark, ominous character. He's fearless of Lord of Lightning. I mean, he's clearly the bad guy, which leads me more to believe that Lord of Lightning is the good guy in this battle, because he's described as the devil's puppet in a character. You know, the devil puppets him. I'm sorry, not in a character, in a lyric. And I don't know. It's a pretty dark song. Other than the fun little trapdoor remnants at the end, which also is super creepy. But you don't really like the Bell Rock song.
I don't dislike it. It's definitely not one of my favorite songs of the year. A Repetition. If you don't like Repetition, you probably don't like King Gizzard too much. But
For real.
this song, I don't know, it just has kind of like a Batman supervillain kind of vibe, which not necessarily a bad thing, but for as dark as the lyrics sound, it sounds a little like campy. You know what I mean?
It's okay, campy. Yeah, but see, your complaint with what's the name of the song that's like super heavy on Gumboot?
Great Chain of Being.
Great Chain of Being. You don't like that song because it's too heavy. Would you like that to sound? And remember when we did that podcast, I said that song should be on the Murder of the Universe. 100%.
Yes, I would have. I feel like Bell Rock should have got a song like that, because if you're gonna come with Lord of Lightning so banging,
right?
Like he needs to be like it's almost doesn't sound like a fair fight.
Right.
Lord of Lightning is in my opinion,
more powerful,
way more of a banger.
Right.
Then Bell Rock's like, yeah, that guy's not gonna be the Lord of Lightning. Yeah, his song isn't suffice. Now
I know what you mean.
Great Chain of Being could have been that song, even though I do find it to be kind of a generic like heavy metal song. But chew on that, guys.
Bell Rock sounds kind of like a not generic necessarily, but your typical demon build of a character. He does sound like I think that's who either the Altered Beast kind of, but that's what the album kind of emulates. We'll go over that too when we talk about the album art at the end of the podcast.
I'm way more afraid of the Altered Beast than the Bell Rock.
Okay, interesting. The Altered Beast is human though. I'm not really afraid of
but
him.
that Altered Beast he becomes is gonna be a scary human, man.
For sure.
He's coming to get you.
For sure. Thank you,
Beastly
Leah.
powers.
Thank you for Leah for killing the
narration.
Beast.
Yeah, for real.
For sure.
Yeah, for crushing that.
We appreciate it.
You rock, girl.
The floating fire kind of continues describing the
like the return
the
of
battle,
the Lord, if you will.
if you will.
You know what I mean?
Sorry, I thought we were going to continue. It's Leah's kind of continuing here, describing what's happening. You know, them fighting, and ultimately what happens in the Arcid Corpse. Hopefully I pronounced that right. That the Lord of Lightning wins the battle. Obviously there was a firefight.
And his golden stake, and he puts it up into space and goes, lightning. And that's and the Bell Rock had no chance.
No fucking chance in hell.
At that point, no chance
in hell. The Lord of Lightning prevailed.
Of course he did.
In his defeat.
Do you think he'll have more battles?
We never heard anything else about the Pupil Vulture, so I don't think that this is the kind of band to revisit characters.
We'll see, man.
I hope so, but I think they just continue to build these. Each song's a story, and it's all into one universe. So, like, as the Pupil Vulture fight's going on, or maybe after the Pupil Vulture fight went on, the Bell Rog's happening. The Altered Beast is going on somewhere else in a village somewhere. This guy kind of discovers this like trail up a mountain, and he sees the beast, and he slays the beast and becomes the Altered Beast, and kind of continues. And then at the same time, like on the way, other side, the lightning guys fighting, the Lord of Lightning's fighting.
Hell of a world.
It's an insane universe.
The altered world.
And then on the other side, there's a castle that's crumbling down, or it could be the same castle that the guy's, walking up like way later on. Like this could be in the future, and the crumbling castle could be in the past. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So the floating fire and the Arcid Corpse, we're good on those, I think. And that leads us to the third and final chapter.
This is my favorite chapter.
This is your favorite chapter.
I think it is, yeah.
Well, then I'll let you, really get into it, man.
Jump in and get cozy?
Yeah, dude, go ahead. Give it to me, man.
The Hantayumi and the Murder of the Universe. It starts off good. It starts off so with like that... I like that, like you were saying, potentially skipping some of the narration.
Yeah.
I can't skip that beginning, man. It's just too good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just,
yeah,
it's nice.
It's creepy.
That also, to bring it, we brought this back a few times, but live.
Yeah.
Starting the show like that, going right into Digital Black.
Yeah.
We saw them in Atlanta. And I saw them in New Orleans. Start with some digital with the Welcome to an Altered World, Digital Black. That goes into Lord of Lightning and then Cellophane. So it's just like that's a holy little combination right there. That's a 1-2 punch for sure. So I keep that in mind whenever I hear it on like the record or in my car now or something. Digital Black is I think my favorite song on the album, close to Lord of Lightning. I like those both a ton.
Right.
Digital Black just has this like kind of old school rock kind of bumping jam. I dig quite a bit. How do you feel about the Digital Black? You mess with it?
I like it. I mess with all of it. So Hintanyumi is this cyborg type guy.
Cyborg.
He's like a human that was a human and then
born, if you may call it that.
Yeah. And he was a human at first, and then he became a cyborg. And he kind of is describing events that kind of preluded to this digital black future. The people ran out of nature. They mentioned this. Dude, I love this common thread in Stu's writing style of be careful, this ominous, like, be careful, we're fucking up the land, and we may be powerful enough to kill it all off. Everyone's like, well, the
constant theme.
It's a pretty constant theme, but
melting.
I'm under the belief that I think the world will just crush us all personally, but we'll see how that works out, guys. The digital black future is described in the song Digital Black, but also Hintanyumi really brings it, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, really brings it into fruition. And describes how humans are becoming extinct. He's the last human, I think, and he descends, and there's like madness kind of descending, and that's where he really comes into play. And that I like the theme of it all. I don't like the narration, but Digital Black, like you said, live, bro. And honestly, Welcome to an Altered Future live is dope too. I mean, you can't like right into Digital Black is unbelievable, man.
And that little like Stu sometimes live I've seen he'll do like a little flute, just a little flute solo. He's just cruising, and there's like there's a different dialect that they play live also than what's on the album that I've noticed recently, which is really cool. That's cool that they add that. I like this is just my favorite tale. It's the most I would say the most original almost. I like the idea of the cyborg just wanting all the things that we don't want. You know what I mean? All the things that humans fear is exactly what he wants. Like, he wants to feel the pain and the nausea, and he wants to die. Like, however, by, whether like a coward or nobly, he just wants to feel that, it's interesting.
And it's even more interesting why Hintanyumi, the confused cyborg, they use the word confused because once a human, now a cyborg, he wants to be human again. So I don't know, because artificial intelligence is such an interesting topic to me. I'm constantly fascinated by the possibility of, robots kind of running stuff, robots being more of a, I don't know, artificial intelligence, Matrix type stuff. I love Westworld. I'm really into that type of crap. So it is fascinating to me. And then he equivalates the human experience to being death and vomiting, like you said, two things that humans look at as like a bad thing.
He longs for it. It's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's almost like most humans, we want to be almost like the robot. Like, just upload me, I'll live forever, and we can just, I'll have to worry about sickness and disease. So it's literally the opposite of what humans want. So that's cool. You could see Stu's love for science fiction.
Oh, yeah.
Particularly, well, in all of them, really, but particularly in this chapter. It's cool. That's neat.
I would say more futuristic sci-fi type stuff, and the other is like more ancient type sci-fi, the other chapters, if you will. And that gets us to why Hintanyumi builds this machine, the soy protein munt machine, where he is trying to figure out a way to get himself to become a being and make himself vomit and die, essentially, inevitably die, which happens based on, his vomiting sesh. Homeboy gets down in a
cutting loose
heavy puke sesh.
Heavy.
He got wasted, fills his body up and
Been
connects
there, brother.
himself into this vomit coffin, if you will.
Vomit coffin.
And vomit coffin describes this, him plugging into the machine and just getting buck nasty on on a puke sesh, and he's vomiting so much that he not only kills himself, he keeps puking, and then he keeps covering the whole universe. Which the Murder of the Universe, the last song, he kills the universe with his vomit sesh. So homeboy goes mad deep on some vomiting, and then bro,
that game.
Kills himself, man. Kills himself, kills the universe, man. So
Murder of the Universe.
I think Vomit Coffin is one of the dude live. We've only seen it once live. We saw it at the Fillmore. Like we mentioned, they basically came out with it on YouTube and booyaka, they played it dropped it, and everybody knew it. It was insane, man. That place went buck when they dropped it, man.
I don't know if they've played it. If anybody's seen it somewhere else, let me know. I don't know if I've seen them. Well, I know I haven't seen them, but I haven't seen like a video of them playing it anywhere else but the Fillmore. So
Yeah,
I'm curious about that.
I haven't either.
It was neat. It was a cool experience.
So that's your favorite chapter?
Yeah, I think it is. But it's funny because there's a lot of like potatoes, not a whole lot of meat, so to speak. Because it's like Digital Black and Vomit Coffin are the songs on there. But I particularly like the narration because I like the story and the...
So I'm going to go on a limb here and say that both our least favorite chapters are the Altered Beast.
Damn, but that's so shitty to say, man. Because that's the most rockin' part. That's fierce.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I think it's like I said earlier, the days that I'm about it, I'm crazy about it. Like I'm listening to it full blast, just into it. But then sometimes I'm just not in the mood for all 84 minutes of the Altered Beast. You know what I mean?
I get you. You
feel me?
So you can do a little alter beast, but not all the way alter beast.
But when I do it, I'm doing the whole way. I'm listening to it all. Like if I'm listening to it, I'm riding. So even though I have playlists like on Spotify that'll just be the first Altered Beast and then jump into something else, and that's kind of fun too. But yeah, I got to be in the zone for it. So I don't know. I have a tough time calling any King Gizzard anything my least favorite. So
I agree with that sentiment. It is tough to go and say least favorite, most favorite, but this is a podcast, and we are trying to keep it controversially interesting.
That's true. We got to keep it juicy.
Picking a side sometimes is more fun, just for the case of the case.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm making you sign a death warrant here, bro. Just calm the fuck down.
Well, it feels like it, man. Okay.
We're trying to have fun here on the podcast.
I'm tense.
I'm not. Okay.
I'm not.
So now that we went down all the songs and broke it all down, let's talk about the artwork a little bit. I love the artwork.
Jason Galea, always doing your thing. We love you, man.
Killing it, dude. It's very ominous. Ominous? Is that it? Is it the right word here?
It's a little ominous. I mean, it's a freaky.
It's ominous. It's it definitely is correlated with
everything.
Mind Fuzz, Nonagon. It definitely looks all similar. The Polygon Wonderland looks pretty similar to it. It all kind of bleeds into that, letting you even more so indicating that it's all in that same vein. Whereas like Sketches is not. The cover of Sketches is completely different. You know what I mean? Like it's a different vibe. So we do know that it is from that, in my opinion, it is in the same vein of that.
Oh no, it is like the little time lapse of him making it and just combining layers of those album covers where you just don't even notice till you like when you first saw it, you didn't notice. Then you see the combination of so many different album covers. It's really cool. He took a lot of time on that album. It's neat.
I've seen someone like try to put them over it, like in an overlay of it. Yeah. It's pretty neat.
Yeah,
pretty neat.
Super cool. That took some. Jason Galea always doing 110% on that shit, man. That guy's the man.
The lyric sheet inside of the album.
The little booklet, how cool is that? The
booklet is pretty neat too.
Yeah.
Man. I definitely also enjoyed the pressing of the album is pretty cool. It looks like a vomiting sesh. Yeah. So someone puked all over
Vomit
an album.
Splatter. And they have a few other different variants of that record also. It's like between this, I will say this album is, like I said earlier, it is a full album. It's between this and Flying Microtona Banana that you could tell they spend the most effort into. It seems like like they released it up. They made the T-shirts. Like they toured it heavy duty. They took time. I don't know. Those are very complete albums for sure. And like they really went all out on those. Like if it seems like if they would have just made 2 albums last year, it probably would have been those. If I had to, would take that as you will, because they made 5, so that doesn't matter. But yeah, those are very well conceived albums.
I agree, and I think it's intentional. I think it could be going somewhere. I'm interested to see what the next direction may be. Not to put pressure on the band, because I'm happy to sit with these songs. I want to see them live, and that's one of my biggest concerns. There's so much material that it is going to be difficult to see them live. And we always try to do this on the. I know we just talked about not trying to shit on it or whatever, and I don't want to shit on the album. But did you have any overall dislikes? Because we do want to include. We talked about a lot of like stuff, but what maybe didn't we like about the album? Do you have anything in particular that you didn't like?
I think we talked a little about any concerns and stuff. Like you said you'll flip through some of the narrations and stuff.
Yeah, the narrations is really kind of my biggest grief with it, because there's a lot of wasted tracks. But that being said, it's a wasted track, quote unquote. It's like 18 seconds fucking long, so it's really not that big of a deal to listen to 18 seconds worth of narration. But I'm listening to some of those songs as like, let's get in the mode, let's get in the zone type thing, and like let's amp me up, and the narration kind of pulls you back into a different world. Of like, now I'm listening to a book or something like that.
Yeah, and I've heard it so many times. I'm sure you have also. So it's like
definitely.
Now almost the reason I don't flip through it is because it's just I know what I'm expecting. I'm just when I listen to Murder of the Universe, I'm writing Murder of the Universe. Like I'm just, which I mean with all of their albums. And if you're in that belief that it is like a sequel to Non-Gone Finney and Eyes Like the Sky, then you get that, because you're like, damn, well if that's accurate, that's really cool, because you get that Non-Gone, but then you get the narration also. So it's pretty cool, man. This band is fucking awesome.
It is definitely not the first time that they've done the narration.
Yeah, exactly. So, and again, because they made 5 albums in that year,
right?
It would almost make. I was amazed. I was positive that one of their albums this year was going to be a live album. I was positive that was going to be a thing live at wherever, whether it would be the Fillmore or in Brooklyn and New York, some of that. You know what I mean? I'm surprised that didn't happen, and I hope it does happen one day. That'd be great.
It is definitely somebody likes the narration factor. I would love to see the live album sometime.
That's got to happen one day.
Sometime in the Giz, but I mean they could release a live DVD. I don't know if you've seen it, but have you seen the 360 video that they have live?
Yeah, dude, that thing's amazing.
It's one of my favorites.
That on DVD would be
pretty cool.
Awesome to have. Blu-ray, cool. That with DVD.
Yeah, but the ability to look around is so clutch, man.
That's so crazy.
Like, it is pretty nuts. Like that.
Yeah, that was well done.
Yeah, the VR King Gizzard live video was nuts.
They were in Australia, right? So that was a mean set
at a small club too. Maybe not small club, but like it was a lower. They were stuffed in. The stage was shorter, so like they were really up in there.
Yeah, it was beautiful, man. It was so fun looking.
Super cool. Anything else that you might want to add otherwise to the album, the whole discussion of the Murder of the Universe, that off pick you might have in mind?
I don't, man. I feel good. I feel like we got it out, man.
I feel pretty good about it too. Guys, please message us if you feel like we missed something, and we will definitely let it be known in the next podcast.
I'll let your boys.
If you feel like there's something that we fucked up, like maybe we talked about a character in a wrong way, and you feel like, hey, man, you guys suck. This is what it is. Send us that message, too.
That's cool.
We also appreciate all the kind messages you guys send us. Each episode, we usually get a few messages, and we really appreciate that. Any new subscribers, we also appreciate. You guys can go to our iTunes or SoundCloud accounts or YouTube accounts, blah, 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 and subscribe to those. Make sure you guys get the first notice on all the upcoming episodes. We also have a Patreon account if you guys want to help us here at the podcast get some more stuff going. We are generating some more skits, and we also would like to get this videotaped live so you guys can see us discussing this stuff too. We also are making a new podcast show where we're going to be interviewing fun people and doing a bunch of other different segments and other stuff. All that and more you guys can check out.
And things to do, guys. We got a lot of stuff to do that it's going to be pretty fun, I think. It'll be pretty fun. We just need you there.
It is. And
let's do it.
If you guys become Patreon members and you guys are donating, you guys will have access to a bunch of stuff that we will just release on Patreon. We do have the podcast obviously for free for everybody to listen to, but we're going to do some like late at night, maybe some
nudes,
unsober episodes, which have been a lot of people have messaged us wanting some drunken podcast possibly, or some tripping podcast. So we are more than happy to oblige to that. But we do want to get some upgraded equipment and stuff like that. So if you guys want to help us out, that's great. If not, totally keep listening to the podcast. Subscribe. Sorry I have to do this little spiel at the end of the podcast. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. We are sponsored today by Mikey Bear McGrath on Instagram. Homeboy, he hooks us up with all of his artwork totally for free because he's a great guy, but he does sell his artwork. Some of the stuff that he's made for us on the podcast is also available for sale. And you guys can also message me. We did get some new stickers in. If you guys want to get some stickers, we are asking to help out with a little bit of the cost. So just hit me up and we'll go from there. And yeah, that's it. That's it. That's
rock and roll, baby.
That's the podcast, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. My name's Tommy O'Neill.
I'm Brian Citron.
Stay tuned, guys. We got a bunch of stuff coming up. All right, talk to you soon. Peace.
Later, homies.